we have baby quail. So my quail hatch happened, and I put them in with Evie, the pheasant, so she's a Reeves pheasant. And they're in with her, and as you can see, they tend to use her as mum. They all bundle underneath her. There's 6, which really isn't a very good hatch considering there were 29 eggs. I think basically what's happened is my hens are a little bit old now. They're a couple of years old, and fertility in hens, quail hens, actually starts to slump after 6 months. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to, they're still laying quite a lot of eggs, the fertility is just low, so I'm going to actually keep any of these that are girls and buy a couple of new roosters to put with them and have them in a separate pen. So I have one lot of quail for my eggs and then one lot of quail for my fertile hatching eggs, and then I'll rotate them out quite quickly so that I get better hatches, because obviously 6 from 29 is not great. And when I did an ectopsy, there was only one more that was actually fertile, so the fertility has obviously dropped a lot. But they're all super cute, and they seem to be reverting back to the format I bought them in, which is the Texan A&M, which is white with a black spot, and you can see most of these are yellow with a brown spot, which will turn into white with a black spot. And the first few hatches I had quite a lot of different colours, some golden, some cream, some natural colours, but as I say, they're reverting back to the base colour that this breed was intended to be, which is the white with the black spot. But it's really good to have little quail babies in the house again, because they're super cute. So I am just chopping in the garden, and I've just chopped off some bramble, and you can see the state of the aphids, but if you look closely you can see baby ladybirds. So where that white section is, those were ladybird eggs, and those little black things around them are baby ladybirds, and they're now marching across and eating all those aphids, hopefully. You can see there's another cluster of little white eggs on here, and they've hatched, and you can see the little black dots with the 6 legs, baby ladybirds. And then if you come across here, you can see some eggs that haven't yet hatched. There they are, the yellow ones. So in that situation, don't chop this up and throw it in your compost. If you see this happening, just pop this whole thing in the back of a border. It's going to wilt, it's going to die, that's not a problem. But you don't want to kill these lovely little garden friends, the ladybirds. You want them to grow and grow and grow and produce more and more and more, so they get rid of all these aphids. So that's what you're looking out for. Eggs, these little yellow eggs. And then these tiny little black things are not aphids, they are baby ladybirds, so be careful not to kill them. And in fact, if you look on this leaf, you can see in the centre there, they have already started to munch their way through them. Wonderful. Well, it is Chick Organisation Day, which also means D-Day, because it does sadly mean that a few of these guys are on the chopping block, like this little chap down here. So this is a Barber Danver cross, so it's not a pure breed. It's also not going to grow up big enough for meat, so I'm literally just feeding it for nothing. So sadly he's going to be ended today. That was just a quick attack by Sard Jr. here. But we have some nice girls and we have some growers. So we have these 2 cream leg bar boys. Now they get to live a little bit longer because they're going down to the layers flock to grow on. And we have got this Marin cross Warren as well. I think that's going to be a boy, but again, that's going to go down into the layers flock to grow on. And then we've got a couple of hens. So we've got this down here. We've got an Araucana, the grey one there is an Araucana. This is a cream leg bar hen, and there's another cream leg bar hen behind her. So they are going down to the layers flock as well. There's a silky boy there. He's a bit red in the wattle, but we'll grow him on for a little bit longer. So I think the main boys that are going to be dispatched is this guy, and then I don't know where the other one is. I think he's hiding with some lettuce under there. But yes, then these other nicer boys, so this cream leg bar here is going to go to the bottom to be grown on, and then some of the girls too. So today I am doing a little pricking out and potting on of these lovely little rose campion seeds. So I have all of these down here, and I'm gradually picking them out. I'm taking the bigger ones first, because when you've got a ton of little seedlings, I always take the bigger, healthier ones, so one like this, so that all the little straggly ones I've got at the end I can throw out or just grow on in here. So I take the biggest ones and pot them into here, as you can see. So we've got this one here, and then we've got an adult one that actually grew last year. So this hasn't flowered yet, but this, you can see what it grows into. And I love rose campion. They're quite a nostalgic plant for me, because we had them in the garden when I was a kid. They're only a biennial or a short-lived perennial. They're really good for shade, and they're also pretty drought tolerant once they're established, because they've got these sort of furry greyish leaves that help reflect the sun. And keep them hydrated, and they have long stalks that come up covered in small kind of rose velvet purpley coloured flowers, which are really, really pretty. So I've got a tray that I can fit 40 in. I'm going to grow them all on, and then next year they'll be going out in a partially shady border to really bring some zing along. So I'm doing that today. It's really hot, so I'm making sure that this was all really, really well soaked before I started. So really, really nice wet soil that they're being transplanted into. And then I'll keep misting them over the next couple of days as well, just to settle them in and make sure those roots don't dry out in this hot weather. So today the chicks are moving into the outside because there is just so much dust in the house, I can't bear it. And also they need to start getting used to being outside. Are you going to come out, guys? Come on. Here we go. Come on. Come on. So yeah, so there's loads of dust in the house, and I also want to start getting them used to being outside in the normal air, and the guinea fowl in particular to get used to being outside with things at night, foxes coming up to the wire so they can kind of make noise. And start to be my alarm system. Now let's take this away. Now, guinea fowl are renowned for flying away, so I have clipped their wings, even though of course they're gonna grow again. I've clipped their wings just for now, just one side. Hello. So they're now in the bottom hutch, the quails are in the top. So we'll keep an eye on them, and of course you can catch up with their growth and stuff on Wednesday. Now, out the back of my house looks a bit rammed at the moment, as you can see, because it's basically a little tree nursery. All of these trees are destined for the farm, but I can't put them in during the summer, so I can't put them in until the autumn, when they can just become dormant and be put in, and the roots can settle in over winter, and then they can get going in the spring. Now, yesterday I was gifted some more, so I've got these lovely little oaks here that I was gifted. I think there's about 6. They came from a friend, and then 2 lovely little beeches as well. Not beeches, silver birches rather. So I've got one here, and then another one here. And I need to label those up so that when they go to the farm I can label them with who gave them to me. So that when they grow, obviously whoever gave them to me can then come up and see them. And that's something I wanted to say to you. If you're in Britain, UK, and you come across any little saplings, little trees growing in your garden that you don't want, get in touch, because I would love them, and we can organise having them sent to me, and then I'll take them to the farm. I'll pop them in the winter to make up our new forest, and I will also label them, so that if you ever come up join me on the farm in the future, you will be able to walk up and hopefully see exactly where your tree is and how big it is. And that should be quite nice. So I've got to water all of these trees today. I've got some ashes, some beech, oaks, some new oaks, silver birch, and a few more things down here, and a couple of pines as well. So we've got to water everything really well today to make sure it's settled nicely in. Now it might be July the 1st, but that doesn't mean it's too late to sow stuff. And in fact, when you get to the middle towards the end of this month, it's actually the perfect time to start thinking about your winter veggies, spinach, overwintering cabbage and stuff like that. But And I've been a bit slack in getting my carrots and my beetroot out, i.e. I haven't even sown any yet, which is terrible. But the soil is really, really warm. It's been very hot, so I have, it's mid-afternoon now, I have drenched the soil in water all day long. So it's really nice and warm, but it's also very moist now to give these seeds a bit of a start. I also discovered some more of that red campion, so I sowed some obviously, but I must have thrown some soil down here with some seeds in it, because you've got these little plants down here. So I'm going to prick out these and pot them into pots so I can transplant them somewhere else. But for now, I'm getting in my carrots. So I've got 3 lots of carrots. I always do these 3 varieties: Amsterdam, Yellowstone, Purple Haze. And then I've got 4 lots of beets: Bolt Hardy, Chogia Pink, Red Ace, and Manita. Now this is where my broad beans were. So broad beans, as all beans are, very good for fixing nitrogen into the soil, and I'm not actually going to be adding anything more to this soil. This was covered in chicken manure last year. It's had the beans in it, and actually, especially for carrots, you don't want too fertile a soil, because that's when you pull out your carrots and they have loads of fibrous roots. So I'm not going to be amending the soil at all. They're going in as is. So I'm going to put in 1 line of each, and then probably next week I'll put another line of both carrots and beetroots. But for now, I'm going to get on with that job in the middle of this hot day.